Are we live?
We are.
We're live! Makeup lesson with my sister!
Hi!
Meet Tammy. This is my sister. Now, my sister, Tammy, you were asking me some questions and I said, why don't you ask them on a live so that I can help you and I would also help you because you might have the same issues with your makeup. Tam, how can I help today?
So, what I would love to achieve is a radiant, glowy look to my skin. I'd really like to do that.
Yeah.
And I notice when I look in the mirror sometimes, I think with age, my eyes are appearing smaller, like more sunken into my face. So I'd like to bring them out a bit and make them more of a feature.
Yeah. Now, are we doing a natural look? Are we doing an evening look?
I'm just going to say daytime.
Daytime.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay. Right. Well, I have got some products in mind that I'm going to use, and I'm going to talk you through some tips, and hopefully these tips might relate to you at home as well. So perhaps you can use these tips that I share with your own makeup and with your own makeup. If you do want to see what I'm using, there will be a link above and I will also put a link below. So let's get started. Okay. Right, okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a glowy base. Now, I have already primed my sister's skin with a really incredible day cream, which plumps out the skin, and a lovely eye cream. Now, if you like to put on your day cream before your makeup, which most people do, I would always say allow your moisturiser to soak in before you apply your makeup. And when I say allow it to soak in, if your face still feels quite greasy after your facial moisturiser, then you really want to get some tissue and just blot it down, because that greasiness will interfere with your makeup, and by 11 o'clock mid-morning your makeup will have basically the moisture almost eats away at the makeup.
Yeah.
So you really want to make sure it's soaked in before you do apply your makeup so it lasts longer.
Right.
So first thing we're going to do is we're going to create this glowy base. Now, I'm going to be using this product here, which is like a 5-in-1. You can wear it as a primer, under your foundation, you can wear it over your makeup. We're going to use it a few ways. And the first thing I'm going to do is put a little bit of pump on the back of my hand. And this is really going to create that instant radiance. But what's really great about this is that when you wear it over time, it actually feeds your skin with peptides, hyaluronic acid, niacinamide as well. So it's actively treating your skin, helping your skin produce more collagen, as well as looking instantly radiant.
Amazing.
So we're just gonna move your hair away there, and we're going to just start by applying it over your skin, and then we're going to put your foundation over the top, and you'll see that as soon as it is applied, it creates this lovely, lovely radiance. Now, once the foundation goes over the top, it's going to all blend really beautifully together, and this primer creates a really smooth base for your foundation. And even, I know, Tam, you sometimes like to wear a tinted moisturiser.
Yeah.
You could even mix this in with your tinted moisturiser and give yourself that really glowy tinted moisturiser look.
Yeah.
So now we've applied this, I'm going to be applying this foundation here. Now, this is called Fit Cover, and the premise of this is that you can sweat, you can go about your day, and it will stay put. And the reason I'm using this is because I know that you're a really busy mum with 2 kids, and you want your foundation to really hold up throughout the day.
Yeah.
And this gives like a medium coverage. And I'm going to actually apply it with my fingers, because I think, let's face it, in the mornings, our fingers are always clean, it's really quick and easy, and this really does blend in beautifully, but especially when you have Cosmic Glow underneath, it really makes foundation go on beautifully smooth and kind of does the blending for you. I'm going to apply it under your eye there as well. So you'll see, sorry Tam.
I was going to say, I quite like any product that I can apply with my hands actually.
Yeah, I think like as a makeup artist, obviously I've got loads of fancy brushes, but I'm always mindful that whenever I'm teaching makeup to, I'm not doing makeup for a photo shoot, I'm doing makeup on women, I'm always mindful to think of, well, how are they gonna achieve this look at home if they don't have loads of brushes? So I always assume that people don't have loads of brushes and that the products I handpick can be applied and look really good with just the fingers. So when I am applying foundation with just my fingers, I will really focus around like the T-zone. So especially around the nose, around the chin, and then I kind of blend out to the jawline and like really scoop under the jawline here. And areas that I feel like might need a touch more coverage, like the chin, any areas of redness, I will just really pat that colour in, because by patting that colour in, it's going to give a little bit more coverage, but without having to apply lots of makeup over your whole face. So it's targeting, we're targeting areas that need a bit more coverage. Just put your face down a little bit for me, that's brilliant. Lovely. Now, what I love is that just with this foundation alone, with the Cosmic Glow underneath, it's created a really nice radiant base. Now, I might just apply a little to your eyelids as well, because you said about your eyes appearing smaller, and I think that really happens to all of us as we age. But there's some really easy things you can do with probably products that you already own at home that will make your eyes appear bigger and just like stand out more. But the important thing, for a day look is really you want to look like you're not wearing too much makeup, or or even if you are, it's not like you've tried too hard.
That's it. I think looking too made up is not appealing. For me personally. Yeah,
I think that's true for most people. I mean, I must admit I do like a bright lipstick on myself.
Yes, I do.
But I think it's the beauty with makeup is it's just being creative, and it's just there's the perfect time to play with makeup is on like a Sunday morning or a Sunday evening when you've got a bit of downtime. And I don't know about you, but when we were younger, we would play with makeup in the sense of we'd try out different looks. But as we get older, just tilt your face down a bit for me, that's better. As we get older, we tend to not really play around with our makeup because often we're just in a rush, and we tend to just keep applying the same products in the same way. And then almost as we age, our makeup that perhaps we were applying 10 years ago is exactly the same as it is, but we really do need to gift ourselves, just 15 minutes, half an hour of playing with our makeup and trying out different tips. So often, like tips I teach, I'm always encouraging people, try the tips out on yourself. And if you're worried of it going wrong, don't do it on a morning when you're in a rush. Gift yourself a little bit of time to play around, because that's when we... Oh, sorry, blinding my sister. Because that's when we really do discover what works, what doesn't work, and trying things in a different new way can really give us a bit of a boost as well. So what I'm doing now is I'm not going to use concealer on you as well, because I think this has enough coverage. But what I am going to do is just layer up this coverage on your under eye. So if you look up, to do that, I'm just gently patting extra coverage in under your eye here. So this really, it's just making the foundation have more coverage, and that pressing the product in instead of like blending it like that will really add extra coverage where you need it.
I feel like it's going to stay put more as well.
Yeah, it does. It does stay put more. Now I'm just going to ask one of my friends to get me some translucent powder. Tash! Okay, what I am going to say is I'm going to go and find some translucent powder, and I think my friend's heard me. Tash, would you be kind apply me some translucent powder? The Delilah one. The reason I'm asking for translucent powder is that I'm applying just a little bit of foundation on the eyelids, which will take down redness and any discoloration. But because I want the foundation to almost act as an eyeshadow base when I apply a little bit of eyeshadow over the top, I want to set that in place with some translucent powder so that it, as Tammy's eyes move, that she doesn't get like that crease on the eye. I'm just going to blend here. Thanks, Tash. And would you be kind enough to get me a little sponge? I think it's in the end cupboard. Just so I can dab that on. They're just like white little triangle sponges, and actually those white little triangle sponges are really useful to have at home. You can get them anywhere. And I have a whole bunch of them because they're great for just like, I don't know, wiping off too much eyeshadow or, you know, dabbing your foundation in, or like I'm doing, setting a little bit of loose powder. Thank you very much, Tash, thank you. So this powder here is, this colour, believe it or not, works on everyone. It goes on invisible. So I'll just get like a little wedgie sponge like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually, if you close your eyes, I'm going to just press and roll that loose powder onto the eyelids, like that. And that's going to hold that foundation there. And I'm also going to use this translucent powder on areas that I want to matte down, because I want your face to look really glowy, but I want to matte down certain areas so that you've got the glow, we're controlling the glow.
Right.
So for that, I'm just going to put a little bit in the centre of your chin, just to matte that down. And I'm going to put a touch just around your nose here. Just like that. And I'm going to put a little bit just on the forehead, just here. And what that is going to do is kind of, now your glow is going to be all round here, which is going to make your cheekbones look higher. Because I don't want you to have a matte face. No. I want you to have that radiance. And sometimes, you know, we want that glow, but we might not want it all over our face. So we can matte down little bits. But also what we can do is, if you've got a foundation at home and you're like, I love the foundation, but it's not giving me any glow, then you can take Cosmic Glow and you can apply it in key areas to add extra glow. So a really key part for any woman is to always have her cheekbones glowing. So I'm just going to tap Cosmic Glow over the top of your cheekbones and over the top of your foundation.
Yeah.
And then as you move your face, you will see that it looks really beautiful and glowy. And what that glow is doing is lifting your face and lifting your cheekbones.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a nice way of doing a natural contour without contouring.
Yeah.
So let's do the other side.
And again, I feel like this is something I could do with little time as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even if you had no time at all, you could put on a tinted moisturiser, tap this on your cheekbones, and you'd be good to go.
Yeah.
So we've done that there.
It feels nice. It doesn't feel heavy.
No, it's not heavy at all. It's really, really just a very natural looking product. Now, let's move on to your eyes. Now, Tam, I know that you have your brows microbladed, which is absolutely genius. And if anyone struggles with their brows in the morning, I mean, there was a time probably 20 years ago that we never even bothered with our brows, did we?
I think we just all overplucked them.
Yeah, but now, you know, having brows, it really does frame the face.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think if you're not an expert with brows, having your brows microbladed by a professional,
yeah.
Well, firstly, it cuts down time of getting ready in the morning.
That was the number one.
And secondly, I think it just creates that frame and that lift to the eye.
Yeah, it's the before and after for me was huge. So I'm happy with it.
Because I've always wanted mine done, but because I'm always teaching makeup, I need to be able to take all my makeup off and then reapply it to teach it.
Yeah.
But if you're someone that wants that kind of natural brow look, but has never thought of microblading or maybe finds that too scary, then this kind of eyebrow pencil here, it's really thin, gives you that very micro thin brow look where you can draw on the hairs. So it doesn't look like a blocky brow.
Yes.
Because I think that's what a lot of us are scared of, is that blocky brow. So I will just start, I mean, you don't need this, but I'm going to add a few more in.
Well, I still use pencil sometimes.
Do you?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I do.
So I'm just going to, and I'm just using a browner shade just to tighten a little bit with your hair. And because you've already got your shape mapped out with your microblading, I don't really have to do much at all, which is great. But you'll see that when I'm doing this at home, I use my pinky finger as my stabilizer, because there's nothing worse than trying to get your hand steady. This is your best little tool, your pinky finger is your stabilizer. So I will draw in little hairs, and I will look to see where your natural hairs are growing, and I will just follow that. So these are growing up here, and then these start going down here, and then on the other end is a little spoolie. And this you must always do when you do brow makeup. Brushing them through with a spoolie is the best way to get a natural look, because it blends the strokes in. And also when you brush your brows up and then you just take the tips down on the arch, it really gives you that added lift as well. So let's just do the other side. Just give that bit more of a blend there. So did it hurt when you got your microblading done?
I wouldn't say it hurt, no. It was slightly uncomfortable. But, you know, not for very long, and, you know, they use products to help with the numbing. So, yeah, I wouldn't say it hurt, no.
And the other thing, if you don't mind me sharing, Tam, with everyone, is that you actually got your, like, it's called a blush, isn't it?
Yes,
What's
I did.
that?
So that's like again, it's a type of tattoo, you know, a semi-permanent tattoo, basically, like a bit like, you know, what they do with the eyebrows, but it's applied to the lips, and I think at best it can last up to 2 years.
So you see, she's got a really lovely natural kind of lip. And I think what a great idea for like getting ready in the morning. Just having, you could put some just lip gloss on and you've got a beautiful natural lip.
And again, I think, you know, my reason, I thought it'd be nice to have a bit more definition, because I think, again, as we age, our lips, you know, sort of sink in a bit.
Yeah.
And, you know, I like to do have stuff that saves me time, but also exercising. You know, you don't really want to wear lipstick.
No.
Going to the gym necessarily. Some people do, but it's probably not for me. And things like when you go on holiday, like if you're really out of the water, swimming, quite active with the children. So yeah, for me, anything that saves me time but still allows me to look polished, in a way, is a win. So,
I think it's a genius idea.
Yes, no, I'm very, very happy with it.
So we've created structure around your eyes. Now we're going to take a little bit of bronzer.
Yeah.
And I know, Tammy, you've got a natural kind of bronze look anyway.
Yeah.
But one thing I always talk about is, even in the cooler months when we don't want to be necessarily look like we're tanned, I think just adding a bit of bronzer to the face and just warming up the complexion really does help with that kind of radiance look.
Yeah.
But also, when it's used in a certain way, it can add in subtle sculpting.
Yeah.
So we're going to tap in and then tap off, because we just want to apply little. And then from the corner here, I'm just going to scoop down from here, hugging the cheekbone, almost like scooping, like that. And then we're going to take around the jawline here, hugging the jawline, and then blending down. And this is just going to give it a really natural lift and contoured look, but without looking like you've really contoured. So let's do the other side, and we'll just.
That's
scoop.
interesting because I would always scoop upwards.
Yeah, so the reason
Ironically.
I always start here is because actually when we've got most of the shading here, this is what creates that, it will in turn make this part of your cheek look higher and more lifted.
Oh,
Whereas
right.
if you used to have most of the depth there, that can give you quite a sunken look.
Yeah.
You can do that when we're in our 20s, but as we get, you know, to our 40s and beyond, we want to have fullness here. Because that fullness is beautiful.
Yeah, it
and
is.
that's why as well we always create a little bit of radiance here on the cheeks as well, because it helps create that look of fullness to this part of our face, which we want to look lifted.
Yeah.
Now I'm just applying very little amount. I'm just going to blend down there, and because you've got a nice little petite forehead, I'm not going to apply any around the forehead, because if we start applying around the corners, which a lot of us can do with bronzer, it will actually make your forehead smaller.
Right.
So my forehead's quite a bit bigger, so I will apply it around the corners because I want that to look a bit smaller. So that looks really, really natural. And then I'll just a little bit down the bridge of the nose. Tip of the chin. And then what I'm going to do next is we're going to work on making your eyes look bigger. Now I'm not going to use any eyeliner this time, not because I don't think it can be used in such a way. I'm just thinking if you're in the mornings, I think sometimes eyeliner can be more fiddly, but I can show you a way you can use a little bit of bronzer and a really cool eyeshadow to really open up your eyes. So we're going to use this eyeshadow here, and it's like a peachy pinky colour. And when I apply it to the lids, it's going to really open up the eye. Plus, this comes with a flashy toned eye pencil that we're going to use on the brow, which is going to create a lift. So first of all, we are going to get a brush like this, tap in, and then we're simply going to press this colour onto the lid. And this is going to add a very subtle brightening effect. Now, if you wanted it to look even brighter, then a top tip you can do at home is to actually take your brush, you can do this with any eyeshadow, dip it in a little water, shake off so the brush is damp, not soaking, dab it into your eyeshadow. It will dry and go back to normal after, and then press it in. And this will intensify the colour and make whatever colour you're applying even more intense. And it's just a really easy thing to do, just to change up your eyeshadows, because you might have eyeshadows at home and think, oh, let me try that little tip with them. And it's just a way of using your products in a different way. So now I've applied it, I'm just going to use my finger to blend it slightly. I'm not going it into the socket here, I'm just keeping it on the lid here. So open your eye for me. So already, I think that's created a really nice brightening effect, but I'm going to add a touch more just nearer where the lashes are here. And open your eyes for me, Tam. It's just a lovely brightening effect. And then we're going to take the fleshy liner and we're going to just apply a little bit under the arch of the brow and blend. Oops, sorry, I just concentrate a little bit here. And then, sorry Katie, I'm just going to fill in, just to have a little bit of brown in there, so it's just in there. Look at me, Tal. Lovely. And then as well, with this creamy shadow, I'm going to take it into the tear duct area.
I can remember doing that as a little girl. We used to do like dancing shows.
Yeah, they
If we
did
were
do
going
that
on
on
stage.
stage.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's because everything's so dark
Yeah.
and you want to bring your eyes out. So
Yeah.
these are age-old makeup tips that they've used in Hollywood, and all I'm doing is showing you ways that you can use these tips in the modern day with products that look quite natural.
Yeah, that's good.
And then the other thing we're going to do is, if you just open your eye, we're just going to put a little bit of this, not right the way along, but just in the waterline. Look at me. Just going to blend that a little bit. Let's have a look. Yeah, that looks really lovely.
And that's the same colour that you use sort of
Yeah.
like under the eyebrow.
Yeah. And it's just a little, this is a little duo. If you want to see it on other skin tones, I've got pictures of this on other skin tones. But you can see it's just a really pretty natural look. And then I'm going to take the bronzer that we used here, and I'm actually going to apply this into the socket. And what that's going to do is create just a bit more of an in-depth look here, which is going to make this look lighter and this look lighter. And in turn, it's going to really bring Tammy's eyes out. And you mentioned about your eyes being more poppy, but not looking like they're wearing lots of makeup.
Yeah.
So we're going to take the bronzer.
It's good that can multitask, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's okay on the eyes as well.
Yeah. Dab in, tap off. This brush is just amazing for eyeshadow looks. And then again, you would use your pinky finger here as your stabilizer at home. And then you'd start in the middle, and you're really looking for this hollow here. And if you're ever worried about where to find that, it's kind of like where your eyelashes hit. That's where you're going to apply this. And then you're just going to start in the middle and go backwards and forwards. Like a little windscreen wiper.
I remember that from your other tutorial.
Yeah. So you're going to keep it this lighter and this lighter, but very subtly in the socket, you're going to make this just a little bit darker. So it looks like a natural shadow, a little bit how we sculpt your cheekbones. Just like that. It's really, really easy. And it looks really natural. And then you're going to take a little bit and just run that bronzer underneath your lower lash line in the outer corner here. And then I will just, with the same brush, I'll clean it off with a microfiber. So that means I don't have to have loads of makeup brushes. I can use the same one. And then I will use the same brush to blend. Because if you blend with a brush that's still got eyeshadow on, you're just going to spread more eyeshadow. And to blend, I'm just doing little soft circular motions. Let's have a look, Tam. Yeah, so I might just go over the top with a touch of this colour here, just to add a little bit more in here. And then I might just intensify this brow lift here with the pencil. Yeah, that looks lovely. And then I will just really, if I was on a shoot, I would be doing the eyeshadow first, then the foundation. But for the sake of this, I think people naturally do their foundation first. So I'm just going to top up a little bit of the foundation under your eye. Now, for timing, I may just do this eye, and then after we filmed, I'll go back and do the whole look, because I've got still lots more tips that I want to teach. And I'm just conscious that you at home might be thinking, we don't want to watch that all again. So what I'm going to do now is show you a really lovely mascara technique that can open up your eyes as well. So you are going to need a mascara that lengthens your lashes for this. Now this is a really good one. It really lengthens. And what you will do is, firstly, we're just going to apply one coat to the top and bottom, and then we're going to focus the second coat right in the middle of the lashes, elongating the middle lashes here, because when these middle lashes look slightly longer than the rest of the lashes, it gives us a much more open eye effect. Okay, so if you look down for me, just going to wiggle on the roots first of all. And I always try to get the roots coated first, because when you coat the roots of the lashes first of all, it gives you a much fuller, thicker lash look without having to apply lots of mascara. So with your wand, you really want to feel that root wiggle right on the root there, and then do a quick lift up. That way you get a good look of mascara naturally without it looking foggy. Just going to build that up again. A little dry. Just going to hang my little clogs there, and then I'll give that a dry before I go and do the lower lashes. Look down, sorry, look up for me. And the lower lashes is much the same. I'm aiming to get it onto the roots. Look, put your face down a little bit, sit and look up for me. That's better, just so I can reach. So we've got one coat there. And then whilst your lashes are drying, I will take a clean spoolie like this. You could use an old mascara wand that you wash out, or you can get these anywhere, and I will just comb out any area that I think like, oh, I'll just go phase a little comb. And then for the second coat, I'm going to just focus on the middle lashes here to give that real wide-eye open look, because like I said, when we make those top lashes in the middle look slightly longer than the lashes either side, it gives a much more round, open look to our eyes. And it's just a fun way of trying out mascara at home to see how your mascara at home could be applied differently. And I'm just lengthening these middle ones here. Now this mascara is great because it adds a natural curl as well, and I think when a mascara adds a natural curl, it really helps open the eye up. You know, because some of us, our lashes are quite straight. When it's got that natural curl, it opens the eye up. So that, you know, looks natural, looks pretty. Yeah, I like it. Okay, what I'm going to do now, Tam, is, in fact, I'm going to, do you know what? I'm going to make a really lovely blush for you. I'm going to use, actually no, I'm going to do lipstick. This lipstick is, it's kind of like a statement nude, so it will look quite natural on you.
Yeah.
So let's just apply this to your lips, and I'm going to do it just a touch, and you're just going to smudge your lips together. And then I'm also going to use this lipstick to create a blush for you. So if you smudge your lips together for me. Now what I always like to do is apply lipstick, and then I will just go over the edges with a really lovely lip liner, because I think when you have a little lip liner with your lipstick, it really just helps enhance your natural lip shape, and it makes the edges look a little bit more stronger, which in turn just plays up your natural lip shape. So if you have a lip liner at home that isn't the exact shade of your lipstick, then when you're doing this, you can just add a little bit of your lip liner into your lipstick so it all blends in together. Let's just strengthen up that little line there. And then what I love about this lip liner is on the other end it's got a little fleshy colour, and you can put a little bit in the middle of the lip here and tap, and it just creates like an ombre, sort of fuller looking lip look. Really quite natural.
Could I do that with the Cosmic Glow on the lips?
Yeah, you could. So you could add a little bit here, and it would just give your lips a bit of radiance.
Yeah.
But actually, now we're talking about Cosmic Glow, I'm going to show you how you can create, you can do this at home. So you'd get your lipstick, put it on the back of your hand like that, take a little bit of this Cosmic Glow, just a touch, like literally that much, and then mix it together to make a glowy blush.
That's brilliant.
So if you smile for me, and what this does is you'll get the kind of glow that you're seeking,
Yeah.
but it also look really nice with your lipstick.
It's like an accent
Yeah.
colour, isn't it? Yeah, it's clever.
Just some here. Just do the other side with the lipstick. Touch them.
It's like being back in the art area at school mixing paints.
Yeah. Well, it is. I mean, that
Yeah.
is what makeup is.
Yeah, it's artistry, isn't it?
Well, I don't want to say it's artistry because that makes it feel like it's not accessible for everyone. It's just playing with,
Well, yeah,
colour,
playing.
you know,
Yeah,
colours
experimenting.
and experimenting.
Yeah.
Put it down for me. And then I will just put a little bit more on my hand there, touch. And then with a clean finger, I'm going to go and just pop a little bit more on the tops of your cheekbones, just to add an even extra glowiness there, which is just going to create this lovely lifted look to your face. And I'll put a little bit down your nose here, Cupid's bow, centre of the lips. Just give a nice glowy iridescent look. Now, because I'm doing your makeup and I'm like, oh, I've only done one eye, I actually can't leave you. I can't leave you with just one eye, so I am going to go in and do the other eye. And I will talk through the tips again if anyone's watching and wants to learn again. Just because I really want to see the completed look. I'm just adding a touch more concealer where I've manhandled you.
And I'm grateful for the completed looks. They're like one-eyed Willy. Pirate.
Okay, so let's just get that a little nice blend here. Okay, so what we did on the eye was we took the shadow, this one here, we got our eyeshadow brush, we dipped it in a touch of water, flicked off any excess, and then you don't have to do this, but whenever you make your eyeshadow a little bit down, it will go much more intense. And because I really want to brighten Tammy's eyes, I want this colour to be much more intense. So we're then going to, not white, we're going to press this onto the lids. And you'll see how it instantly starts to brighten Tammy's eyes. Now I may have made my brush a little bit too wet. So it's just a good reminder not to make your brush too wet. So I'm just going to pat that into blend. Just blend that there. In fact, I'll get a dry brush and just the top there. I'm going to layer up. And when you're doing your eyeshadow at home, you know, the more layers you create, the more intense the colour is going to look. Also, when you layer products, little layers finely, your makeup does stay on a lot longer. So we did this, and then this comes with a fleshy coloured liner. So it's like a duo, and then we did a little line under your brow here, like that, just to blend. And then we put a little bit of this around the tear duct area. And if you wanted to see this on other skin tones, then there will be a link above or below, and you can see this on other skin tones, because this looks really lovely on so many people. Just going to blend that a little bit there. So. And then the bronzer we used, we got the bronzer and we put our brush into the bronzer, top off, and then we just went backwards and forwards into the socket.
Windscreen wiper.
The windscreen wiper, like this. It's really important that when you're doing this that you do tap off excess, because you really just want to build up colour gradually. And then we'll just tuck a little bit under the lower lash line here, and then let's put the mascara on. So the mascara technique we used, in fact what I didn't do is give this a good old blend. I've got any other blending brushes. Let me just clean this so I can blend it. See what I've blend here. Now I'm going to share with you a really good tip at home. If you've ever made a mistake with your eyeshadow, you're like, oh, I've applied too much, or there's a part that's not blending quite right, get your brush, fluffy brush like this, clean it off on a microfiber cloth. Obviously go in and blend, but if there's a bit that's not blending quite so well, get your translucent powder, which is here, tap in, and then use the translucent powder to help you blend your eyeshadow. And what this will do, it will really help mix those pigments together, but also if you find you've applied too much, it will just quieten down that colour. That's a really good tip to do with a translucent powder. So now with the mascara, because this is a new mascara, I'm giving it a little bit of a wipe off because it's quite new. And then you're going to just look down for me. I'm going to stamp the colour gently right on the roots. I'm not worrying about the tips of the lashes yet, I'm just getting the colour on the roots, because when you get the mascara mostly on the roots, instantly your lashes will look fuller and thicker without having to put lots of mascara on. So let's give those a dry. And then whilst that's drying, I'm going to do the bottom lashes, and then we're going to go back in and build up the mascara right in the middle lashes. And by building up these middle lashes here in length, that's going to create a more open and wide eye look. So let's just do your bottom lashes. Let's give those a tickle. Let's just move away any little clots. And then I'm just going to build up these middle lashes on your top lashes here. And that is just going to help give this really lovely open eye effect. Really nice. Okay, right. I think we're almost done. What I'm going to do, Tam, is if you just look, what I want you to do is you have a look on camera and you see the glow that we've created. So Tam, if you just move your face towards me, and then I do think we need to just blend out this a little bit more, but we've created a really lovely glowy look. I know I'm going to show you, and you can see what you think.
Thank you.
The final reveal.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Oh yeah, it's lovely.
So it's quite a natural day look.
Yes, it is.
But it's created a really lovely glowy look to the skin.
It all complements, nice and skin, isn't it? All the...
Yeah, I might be tempted to add a little bit more coverage here with the foundation, so I'll just go and do that. But this is the great thing, when you've finished your makeup, it's looking and thinking, oh, do I need a little bit more anywhere? And often, I'll just think, okay, let's just put a little bit in the middle of the forehead and blend it out.
Yeah.
Just to give a really perfected look. I might just put a little bit down here on the tip of the nose. And it's just really looking at our skin and thinking, right, do I need to put any more anywhere else? If you can be bothered. I mean, this is me being a makeup artist. I'll put a little bit of coverage there. but I think that looks really, really beautiful on your tan.
Thank you.
Really lovely. And that, I mean, it really looks radiant. Really does. Right. Well, is there any other questions, Tam? Have you got? Is there anything else I can teach you?
No, I think that's been really, really helpful. I'm going to watch this back so I can make sure that they stick.
Yeah.
But I think the main thing is I love the fact that the products can multitask.
Yes.
Which is a massive bonus for me.
Yeah, and you know what? Any product you own can be multitasking. It's just how you look at it in the sense. You don't have to be a makeup artist.
Yeah.
You can look at your bronzer and think that can be an eyeshadow and it can be a bronzer.
Yeah.
You know, you can look at your lipstick and be like, oh, it can be a lipstick, but also it can be a blush.
Yeah.
You know, you're looking at your foundation and thinking, right, well, if I lay it up slightly more under my eye, it's going to give me more coverage and act as a concealer.
Yes.
So it's just, you know, it's getting more out of the products that you already own.
Making it work for you. Yeah, I'm really happy. Thank you.
Well, thanks so much for being part of this live, and thank you for watching. Well, we really appreciate it, and we'll see you soon for another live or makeup, whatever we're putting out there. Thank you for being part of Beauty in the Boutique. We really, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.